Hey everybody, this is Matthew Taker. Second part of my video. Um, so where were we at? We were at the types of steroids. It's kind of how you take them. So what we're going to talk about, now is we're going to talk about PCTs. Now PCTs are called post-cycle therapy. Okay, post-cycle therapy are steroids, specific steroids that you take after your cycle, okay? Because the fact is, like I said, the estrogen levels and your testosterone levels, okay? When you take steroids, your testosterone levels are a lot higher than your estrogen levels. So the thing is or your estrogen levels are a lot higher than testosterone levels, sorry, because when you take steroids, you blow out all your testosterone, all right? So what it is your estrogen levels are higher, so you develop emotions, you're emotional, you're sad, you're depressed, you got, somehow some sort of bipolarity disorder maybe. You just have very mixed emotions. Sometimes for the guys, sometimes guys start losing interest in girls, you know? Believe it or not, guys start losing interest in girls. They find it kind of just, this kind of disgusting. So the thing is you need to take your post-cycle therapies or PCTs as an anabar, or I'm not really sure. You got to research on it, like I said in my last video, but you got to boost your testosterone levels back up to your estrogen levels so you don't get any kind of symptoms that involve emotional or maybe gyno, like bitch tits and stuff like that. Nothing like that. Now we're also going to talk about the dangers of steroids. Okay, more negatives, more pros and cons. Um, more pros and cons. So we got steroids. You need to be careful with steroids. In fact, you need to be careful with them because the fact is, steroids specifically will attack your kidneys. And with your kidneys disabled, you need your kidneys to grow muscle, because the fact is your blood flows from your kidneys. It flows from your kidneys to your veins into your muscle fibers. And if once it goes into your muscle fibers, it grows. Because the fact is, in the gym, they have something called the pump. And the pump is when your veins vasodilate. But the only way it vasodilates is if you have very healthy kidneys, which, make the blood flow a lot better. So, you can grow a lot easier. And mostly all supplements, they do attack the kidneys. That's why you got to be careful. You got to post-cycle, specifically post-cycle, after your cycles. After that, steroids are very difficult. They're very difficult, and they're very difficult on the body. Very difficult on the body. So, like I said in my last video, if you're not going to go pro, if you're not going to go for the pros, and you're just doing it for fun, I specifically say don't do it for fun, because the fact is steroids are meant for a reason. Guys just don't make steroids for nothing. The chemists, the scientists, they make steroids because of a reason, not just to get big. They make it because of athletes, because of bodybuilders. People are taking in the military. I just read up. If you check out my page, I got a few articles on Marines and Army using them in the military, with drug tests. Steroids. Let's say you're in the military, okay? So this is for all you military people that are thinking, is it cool to take steroids? When you join the military, you got to take 2 physicals. You got to take one when you go to MEPS to do your ASVAB, and then you take your full body physical. Second one is when you leave. When the day you get deployed, you take another physical. But it's specifically, those physicals are specifically targeted at narcotics, as of weed, marijuana, acid, PCP, stuff like that. They're targeted at that. Now, if you're in the military and your sergeant thinks, okay, your sergeant thinks, okay, this guy's roiding, he will give you a random urinary test, which are specifically targeted on hormonal steroids, anabolic androgenic steroids. So you guys got to be careful with that if you're planning on taking them in, the military. Um, there are different kinds of, steroids, as in, just the ones I listed. The ones I listed are pretty much the main steroids. But I mean, you got different categories of the steroids. As a trenbolone, you got, trencyclonate, trenacetate, trenethanate, stuff like that. Those are all kind of different kinds of, steroids in those categories. As of that, you will get gains. You will get a lot of gains, and you will get a lot of big results. But if you don't post cycle, like I said, and you don't use testosterone, sometimes you don't really have to use testosterone while you're doing steroids. Preferably you do it. It's kind of you should do it if you're gonna do steroids because it will keep your muscle mass. But if you're not, I mean, just make sure you take tests one time at least in your life if you're gonna do steroids, just to at least keep your muscle. As of that, then we got, what else can I really explain about them? There's many things about steroids. We could talk about how maybe it ruins families and stuff. It does. Most people do. They do get tempers. So the tempers will kind of drive family away, drive girlfriends away. Main thing for you guys, or maybe for you ladies, I don't know really how it works with the ladies. For the guys, if you're gonna take steroids, girlfriends, make sure you have a girlfriend that is some sort of supportive with it, or that doesn't mess with your head. If she messes with your head, don't do steroids. Wrong thing to do. I'm telling you right now. I've seen it for my friends, and when they have girlfriends, don't do steroids, because the fact is you will mess yourself up from your girl. Your girl will do that to you. So let's then go into chemicals and steroids. People ask, Matt, I heard, since you're good at chemistry, you know how to make steroids. When I was working at Nutrition Zone, my mom actually doesn't know this, so she's gonna find out. But I mean, I don't take them. I'm natural, but I do know how to make them. Yes. When I was working at Nutrition Zone, my boss was, he was a bodybuilder. He's older. He was about 45 years old. Like, he was a little guy, but man, he was a big guy though. And yeah, he did. He taught me how to make steroids, specifically trenbolone acetate. People ask, Matt, how are there ways to make it? There are ways, and I can make a list. But you're gonna need a kit. You need pellets. You need your 5cc, 10cc syringes, 25 gauge preferably. Then you need your, I don't know if I said pellets. You need your pellets. You need a pellet breaker. Benzoyl, benate, alcohol, cooking oil, stuff like that. It's very difficult. If you're not good in chemistry, then you're not really going to understand it. It's my specialty, and but I don't make them. I don't. I know how to make them. I researched on it, and I've learned from my old boss. After that, let's then talk about pro hormones. Okay, this is for all the people that ask me, Matt, how is pro hormones? What's the difference between pro hormones and steroids? Pro hormones are actually buffers of steroids. They only have steroid components. You can find them, if you guys know of Tren Extreme, Tren Extreme by I don't know, American Labs. It was the old trend back in the NutriShop. Though that has I think it had about maybe 300 mgs of Tren. Not sure, but it had a certain amount of trend. A lot of Tokyo supplements, they do have the pro hormones, and pro hormones are actually more expensive. So, and they're actually more dangerous. Um, they are more dangerous in ways because the fact is they're pill form most times. They're more gel cap form, plastic caps. And the thing about plastic caps is it gets stuck in your system, gets stuck in your kidneys, stuff like that, and they're very hard to digest. Plastic caps, and there's certain toxins in those kind of supplements that aren't very healthy for you. Um, and then I get another question also, what's better, Matt, injection or pill form? Believe it or not, injection's better because the fact is when you inject it into your body, it's a straight liquid that passes straight through your kidneys off the bat into your bloodstream. When you take pills, the pills are hard, solid. So the thing is like I said, just like plastic caps, the pills will get stuck in your kidneys. They do get stuck in your kidneys for a little bit, and it will start to dissolve in your kidneys. And it's more likely that you're gonna, damage your kidneys doing it that way. Um, but other than that, I got one more video to make. I'm gonna make one more video. This one I have to cut it off because it's already 11 minutes. So I hope you enjoy this one, and see where we go from there. Thank you.